Welcome back, everybody, to the Arizona Diamondbacks franchise here on MLB The Show 19. As today's season number 3 is almost in the books, or should I say the regular season is almost in the books. Our Diamondbacks will be making the playoffs as we currently sit at a 99-62 record for the second straight year. Game 162 will determine if we win 100 games. Last year, we lost Game 162 to the Reds, finishing 99-63. Will the results this year be the same? Our opponent today will be the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are fighting for a wild card spot. Currently have the same record as the Colorado Rockies, both teams at 88-73. And the Rockies play in San Diego, so both of those teams have to win. The Dodgers do not want to miss out on the playoffs, so they're going to be trying their hardest in this one, really focusing on giving as much effort as they possibly can give. And as you look at the rest of the standings, we could see some records broken in the AL East with Boston and Baltimore, two of the best and worst teams of all time. Here's a look at the AL wildcard. That's already been decided. Yankees and A's will play each other. And then, once I said earlier, in the NL, we know the Mets will be hosting the wildcard, but who knows who will be the second wildcard, Dodgers or Rockies. As we head out to Dodger Stadium, 99-62 D-backs set to take on the 88-73 Dodgers. And the Dodgers season is on the line here today, as it'll be Julio Urias on the mound in this one. Let's go first inning. Kyler Murray up. He gets a single. And you're probably wondering why Kyler Murray is playing. That's because the Diamondbacks are not playing any of their starters today. Here's a look at the lineup card. None of those guys are regular starters. The D-backs are giving their main guys off. They just want to play the young guys, get them some experience, and most importantly, rest up the starters. Don't let any injuries happen as Brian Goodwin draws a walk. Then here's the catcher, Carson Kelly, with a single over the shortstop's head. Corey Seager unable to make the catch. Kyler Murray scores. Diamondbacks up 1-0. As on the mound in this one for the D-backs will be Henry Owens. He's been the ace of the AAA staff for 2 years now, and he's done a pretty good job. And this year in 3.2 innings, he has not looked bad. As bottom one, Rob Robertson with a double error. As you can see, he bobbled the ball, which is one, and then misplays the throw, so he commits 2 errors on one play. And D. Gordon will not attempt to head home. Nice throw from Murray. But the Dodgers do have runners on the corners and no outs. That'll bring you up Chris Taylor, who strikes out. And the rest of the Dodgers will just hat trick and strikeouts. Henry Owens gets out of the nasty jam. Let's go second inning. There's Kiki Hernandez. He's going to line out. Nice play from the first baseman, Pavin Smith. And then 5-4, psych. No double plays there. Rob Robertson misses the throw. That's Robertson's third error of the game, and we're just in the second inning. So, not a great start in this one for Robertson as we go to the third. Brian Goodwin, he's just a window shopper because he's just looking. And then things start to get a little bit interesting as that one goes over the fence, a home run for the Dodgers, and that'll give them a 2-1 lead. That goes off the bat of Corey Seager, his 20th home run of the campaign. Dodgers now up by 1. And then a few batters later, here's Chris Taylor. Gets that one past the glove of Smith, putting a runner on. Dodgers are going to try to extend their lead here as they would get another base runner. So now 2 runners on, 1 out. This is the Dodgers' perfect opportunity to do some more damage. However, Rob Robertson fields it. This time, the double play is successful. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you're out. Let's go to the fourth inning. Pavin Smith strikes out as Julio Urias, after that slow start in the first inning, is pitching really well in this game. And then here's Cody Bellinger. He's going to ground out into the 3-6-3 double play. Nice play from Pavin Smith. Now into the sixth inning, Rob Robertson. They're going to say he went around, and he's more blind than Helen Keller. Just an awful overall play from Robertson in general, as this was not his day, let me tell you that. And then Chris Taylor with a rocket shot. Pavin Smith is doing some good things with the glove in this game. Later in the sixth inning, Kyler Murray and Brian Goodwin both going for the ball. Kyler Murray's the one who gets it, but some miscommunication. That could have led to some bad news for the Diamondbacks, as they do get the strikeout here. And now later on to the 7th inning, Los Angeles will extend their lead, making it 3-1 as they double their lead. This is the Golden State lead, remember. However, the Dodgers are looking good. And then a questionable throw from Pavin Smith. The pitcher was nowhere near the base, but he is going to stay out anyway. So let's go to the 8th inning. Diamondbacks needed a pinch hitter, and who better to call on than Jake Lamb? He's been this team's best hitter, and he starts fending off with a double. So Arizona has quite the opportunity to capitalize. 1 out, Robert Robertson goes down looking, and that'll bring up Brian Goodwin. Major at bat here for Arizona, and he will capitalize as Goodwin goes deep, tying the game up at 3 apiece. The former LA Angel outfielder, that's just his 2nd home run of the year. He has spent most of the campaign down in AAA. Good seeing him make an impact here on the major league level. So now bottom 8. This is where the Dodgers need to start a little rally. They get a 1-out base hit. That'll bring up the following batter. Another base hit. So now the Dodgers have 2 runners on. This is quite the opportunity they have here. They need to take advantage. Now 1 out. That one is deep in a left over the head of Leury Garcia. 1 run will score. That'll be a double. And the Dodgers will take a 4-3 lead. So just like that, they are right back up on top. There's McLeod, the pinch hitter. He strikes out. So that'll bring us to the 9th inning. Kenley Jansen on to save. 42 saves, but only a 3.88 ERA, 63 appearances, so it looks like he's blown a few. That's what she said. As Kenley Jansen will strike out the catcher, Carson Kelly, and then a ground out by Rob Robertson will end it, and the Dodgers get the win 4-3, keeping their playoff hopes alive. They improve to 89-73. Arizona, meanwhile, will get a record of 99-63 for the 2nd straight season. Obviously, last year, the Diamondbacks had to have a wild card game, which they lost to the Phillies. But this year, they have the 1 seed, and they'll be playing the winner of the wild card game, which will be the Mets or the Dodgers or the Rockies. Who knows? We'll have to see. But nonetheless, it is sweet, sweet victory out in Los Angeles. So that's how the Diamondbacks season will come to an end. 99-63. So the Rockies ended up beating the Padres. So both teams finished 89-73. Which means we needed a game 163 to determine the 2nd team in the wild card, and the Rockies get the win 6-4. So the Dodgers have been eliminated, and I'd say this is good news for Arizona. I think the Dodgers are a more dangerous team than the Rockies. Yes, the Dodgers will inevitably choke it, but who knows? That might not be against the Diamondbacks. That might be later in the postseason. So now, here's a look at the playoff bracket. No surprises, no changes, I guess, other than the Rockies beating the Dodgers, which we already know of. And the Rockies or the Mets will play the Diamondbacks in the first round of the playoffs. So here's a look at the standings. The Diamondbacks finished 9.5 games ahead of the Rockies, 10.5 ahead of the Dodgers. NL Central goes to the Reds. That was a tight battle all season, but Cincinnati pulled away late in September. Nationals win the East. Mets get a wild card spot. And then on to the American League, starting off with the West. The Angels, of all teams, win the division. Maybe Mike Trout will get some playoff success. A's in the wild card game. Indians win the Central. And then in the East, the Orioles are 74 games behind the Red Sox. And even though those two teams were so outliers to each other, their final combined record was 162 and 162. The Red Sox break the Mariners' record for most wins in a season, and the Orioles are 1 loss short, or 1 loss too little, of breaking the record for most losses in a year, which was set by the 2003 Detroit Tigers. So now on to awards. MVP in the AL is JD Martinez. Cy Young is Corey Kluber. And here's a look at the rest of the awards. And Andrew Benintendi was common in these, so was Mike Trout. Now into the NL, Cody Bellinger wins MVP. Jake Lamb was in that race all year. Noah Syndergaard does win Cy Young. Robbie Ray finished in second. Reliever of the year does not go to Archie Bradley. It goes to Sean Doolittle. I guess that's because of Bradley's poor August. There's Jake Lamb winning Gold Glove for third base. And this is funny because he mostly played first base, as you can tell by that put-out number of almost 1,000. He did not play third base, but shoot, we'll take it. And then on to Silver Slugger. Jake Lamb again. 310, 45, 116 was his hash line. Very good year for him. And then in the outfield, Mookie Betts. 332.98 coming in from the Red Sox. And just like Jake Lamb, they're not putting him in his correct position. Remember, Mookie mainly played second this year. But once again, not going to complain. So here's a look at your stats for the year. Red Sox coming at the top. You see Benintendi, Xander Bogaerts, JD Martinez, Chris Sale would be common as well. So as you can tell, this has been the year of the Red Sox. And will we have a Diamondback-Boston battle in the World Series? Mike Trout also common in here as well. Robbie Erlin actually did lead in wins. There's Andrew Miller in saves, the former D-back. And then Marshall Ramirez leads in home runs allowed. Didn't know who he was, so I had to check that. There's Corey Kluber. I'd say looking at these stats, Chris Sale is probably a little bit better than Kluber, but oh well. And then the best pitching WAR goes to Kikuchi. Best batting WAR goes to Trout. So now into the NL. There's Ender Enciarte, a top batting average, hits, and doubles. Bryce Harper leads in home runs. Bellinger in RBIs. Harper in runs. Jake Lamb high on a lot of these lists. Bryce Harper also wins in walks. On base percentage goes to Juan Soto. Slugging percentage goes to Jake Lamb. That's good to see. Wins, you got Robbie Ray in second place. Saves, Archie Bradley wins that one pretty easily. And then for strikeouts, Robbie Ray wins that one by a lot, 26 to be exact. And then looking at the walks allowed, Joe Musgrove leads that. Good for him. Pitching WAR goes to Walker Buehler. Hitting WAR goes to Jake Lamb by a decent bit. Next highest was 0.7 lower than him. Then here's a look at the stats for the team. All of the bats did really well. Obviously, Lamb was the best of the group. But everybody played well. The only one who hit under 250 was David Peralta, and he only hit 240, but he still had 32 home runs. He still had 85 RBI, so everyone did their thing at the plate, which is very good to see. And the batting lineup is definitely the best part of this team overall. Now looking at pitching. Pitching is a little bit more concerning than the bats, but it's not bad. Robbie Ray had a great second half of the year. Joe Musgrove was a great trade deadline pickup. Taijuan Walker is a little bit banged up, but he'll be good to go for the playoffs. Touki Toussaint had a career year. Todd Woodruff has been solid. And then in the bullpen, John Duplantier's stats are not here because he got hurt, but he was good. Matt Andriese was good. And overall, in the bullpen, outside of Lucius Summers, everybody was great. Mickey Smythe, he had a slow start to the year, but he really improved as the season went along. And then Reyes Esperanto was a good trade deadline pickup. Jose Castillo was a good trade pick at the beginning of the year. Diego Castillo was good again. Obviously, Archie Bradley did his thing, like always. And now we have to find out who wins the wild card games. Who will be playing the Diamondbacks and the Red Sox in the first round of the playoffs. So let's take a look here real quick and see if it'll be the Mets or the Rockies. And indeed, it's the New York Mets. 4-3, 6 inning. We have 3 runs for New York. That's how they were able to get this dub. And they ended up pitching Jacob deGrom in this game, not Noah Syndergaard, which means game 1, Robbie Ray versus Noah Syndergaard. Probably the 2 best pitchers in the National League, so that'll be a fun battle to watch. And then in the AL, look at this. The Yankees beat the A's 7-6. New York drops 5 runs in the 9th inning en route to the victory. So the A's absolutely choke in the most Oakland athletic way possible. And the Yankees will be playing their hated rival, the Boston Red Sox, in the first round of the playoffs, the ALDS. So that should be a tight battle. Obviously, the Red Sox are going to be heavily favored there. The Red Sox are the favored team to win the World Series by a lot. Diamondbacks are the favorite to make it out of the NL, so at least there's that. And that'll conclude the episode. Next one will be NLDS Game 1 versus the Mets. Robbie Ray versus Noah Syndergaard. Are you ready? That episode will be premiered sometime within the next few days. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Have a good one. Peace.